How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. My name, of course, is System Z, and today we are going to be finally working on the item storage system. That is, after all, the entire reason I built this observatory. And in the last episode, we actually started working on the third floor, which if we jump... Okay, yep. Did not have my elytra on there. Completely forgot. I do that way too much. But yeah, we built the furnace system in the last episode. And we've got the furnace array hidden down here, as you can see. And it works decently. The only problem is one of the furnaces doesn't seem to want to work. But that's fine. At the end of the day, we still do get one full stack smelted, as you can see here. So no lost items, which is all I was really concerned about. So what we need to do today is actually go ahead and build the interface. And I also want to do an example of exactly how this system's gonna work. So to do that, I'm gonna need a load of hoppers, which is why we built the iron golem farm, and we're gonna need a load of shulker boxes. And over the past couple of days, I have been going back and forth to the end to try and get some shulker shells. So we should be all good to go. Now let me check on my iron here. And man, I actually don't even know. I haven't really been doing too much AFKing, so I don't think we have quite enough yet. But, like I said, we're just going to give it a shot and test it out for the time being. And by the time the next episode comes around, hopefully we'll have enough to actually get it finished. But let me go ahead and get some stuff together, guys. If you enjoy the episode, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. My name is System Z, and let's go ahead and get started with the episode. 51 shulker shells. Ladies and gentlemen, these things are extremely difficult to get a ton of. I've been trying to get these for the past couple of days. Looks like we should have enough. We're going to need about 24 shulker boxes altogether, so we should be able to make at least 25 out of that. So now we've also got to go ahead and make a load of chests, and I think we should have enough to do it. 32 chests there, so like I said, we really only need 24. I'm going to get 25 for this, though, just so that way we can have one additional one in case we do need it. Now, the problem with this is I don't know if we're going to have the inventory space right off the bat to hold all of these items, but we should, so let's give this a shot. This is probably going to be extremely satisfying, honestly. Wow. Just one spot available for that additional shulker shell. Goodness gracious. Now we're going to need to get a whole load of ink sacks because all of these need to be gray shulker boxes. So we're going to need to get our bones and some ink sacks, which it looks like we're trying to get these every day. Actually, we might better get half of them here. So there's 12 gray dye. We're going to need a little bit more, but just to show you the color, all we're going to do is get one shulker box each and use a dye, and then we've got a gray shulker box. And that's going to look really good contrasting against the concrete that we do have on the third layer. So now I just need to go get some more ink sacks and also find a place to put all of these, because otherwise our inventory is going to be very messy. And once we've done that, I'll see you guys after. So the problem with the amount of shulker boxes that we have being 24 is that obviously we're not really going to be able to store that many blocks that are in the game. In fact, we're really only going to be able to store the most important variants of the blocks, like, for example, andesite instead of diorite, andesite, and granite. We're not really going to be able to do that, so I'm really only going to do what's important to me as a builder, and everything else I'll just do in an off-site storage system, just with some double chests somewhere. And the second thing about this storage system is that obviously it's going to get very easy to get backlogged, which is definitely a problem. Shulker boxes only have 27 available slots. If you're a Minecrafter just as I am, you know that cobblestone fills up a double chest very quickly. So we're going to have to make sure that we do have a backup system in case our shulker box does get filled. So now that we've done this, I'm going to go ahead and grab some item frames, and we're going to start laying out exactly how this chest system is going to work. But essentially the way it will work is that we're going to take a 6-block shulker box for each row, and we're going to put it basically 1 block offset from each part, including offset from the plant here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to do it just like that. But we're going to have to make them facing outwards because obviously we won't be able to open them like that. I've got to admit, whenever I'm doing redstone contraptions, especially ones quite this large, I get very anxious that it's not going to work out right, especially when they're very electronic. We're going to have a lot of hoppers here, so I really want to make sure that we don't get this wrong or mess up anything, because if we do, we're probably going to have to restart, especially if an item gets backlogged into the system. So it's going to be very difficult, and like I said, the item selection process is what's really going to be the most important thing here, because if we choose items that we don't really need or something that would very easily get backlogged, it's going to cause a lot of problems. But we also need to do things like food. I don't know how to make sure that we can actually do, you know, an item filtration system where multiple items can go into one, but I think we can figure it out. Hopefully we can. But this is essentially the style that we're using here, and once we actually add the items in, it's going to add a lot of color to this room, and it's going to look really, really good. But what doesn't look good is these end rods hanging from the ceiling. Let me grab some dirt, and we're going to totally fix this. I've actually got a pretty good design for this. Just going to need a little bit of iron trap doors, and we're basically just going to do hanging lights, and it should look pretty good with the end rods, and the end rods will actually emit light as well, which is good. Now the only issue is to figure out how we're going to center it. I think it's probably best that we center it in the actual room, which I believe, or is this an odd number? No, it looks to be even. Yeah, that should be good. I guess we're going to do it about right here, I'd say. So we're going to hang it down from this spot. So we're going to have an end rod there, trapdoor, and trapdoor, and then remove the dirt. And that should be very, very clean. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh yeah, minus the dirt floating on top. That looks pretty good. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And we are in business. This is looking pretty good so far, and it lights it up a very, very nice amount. The only thing now is obviously the lighting on the ground, but we will worry about that later. Now we need to actually figure out the items that we're going to use. And I'm going to start with the ores. So we're probably going to do like diamond and iron over here, even though we're not really going to be able to store all of our resources for that. Because obviously with an iron farm, this thing would get filled up pretty quickly as well. So let me grab a couple of things, and let me see if I can get, you know, my item selection figured out. And we are looking absolutely awesome, ladies and gentlemen. This looks really good, if you ask me. I'm really happy with this. The only thing I don't know is if I actually want to keep the items that we have in place currently. The issue is that, you know, we might need something down the line and we won't be able to change it midway through. Everything that we place here is going to have to be permanent unless we want to do a huge modification down the line. So I don't really know if I want to use these specific blocks. Let me know if you think there's anything I should put here instead. I'm thinking maybe what we could do is take away glowstone and put it with netherrack. But I was thinking more this could just be a lighting chest. But I don't know. We need concrete, and that's the thing. We don't have any place for that. Now, alternatively, we also have the items here. Now, the items I'm pretty happy with, but it's going to be very difficult because most of the bottom row here are all various versions of items. So, for example, the apple is going to represent food in general. So that is a load of different types of food that we're going to have to allow to pass through to this shulker only. And of course, redstone has tons of redstone components, so we're going to have to be very careful there. Miscellaneous is the sign here on the end. That will be the easiest. That's just going to be whatever is not filtered will go in here. So if we miss something, it's not that big of a deal. We'll still have it down here, but it would be best to have it go to the actual chest. But we're going to focus on that in another time. Hopefully you guys can give me some assistance on how to properly do this. But before we get started, I want to go ahead. Oh, do I not have? No, I do. I want to go and show you guys an example of how item sorting actually works. And if we go deep down to the mob farm below the depths of the sea, then you will find an item sorting system that I actually already built for the gunpowder and bones and all that good stuff. And see, that's why I don't have these items up top in the storage room either, because we've already got them here. So what's the point? So the way this system works, if we hop up here, is you basically have a modular design that can be really sent out to any length here. It's a comparator that reads the second out of 3 lines of hoppers, 3 rows I mean. So the second row, it reads it with the comparator, and as soon as an item goes in, it basically puts out a pulse, and there's a repeater there and a torch on the back of that block that unlocks the bottom hopper. And if we open it up here, you'll see there are 18 items on the first slot and then 4 additional. As long as there's that specific number of items in each, hopper, then the comparator is not quite powerful enough to unlock. So as soon as one item passes through, then it'll be good. But of course, that item has to be one of the items already in there in order to actually go through. So this will allow us to have 5 different items pass through per hopper. So that's going to be useful for things like food and redstone, but as you know, there's more versions than 5 blocks or 5 items of each of those types. So I'm thinking, we'll have to do 2 hoppers for some of them and go down into the same chest system. So I do have a backup storage here, as you can see. Instead of going straight into the storage, they're going into another double chest. That's something I really want to do for all of these items, because obviously we're going to have a lot of overflow, so we've got to make sure that we are good here. So that's a huge one. Now, something I'd also like to add is something where if it can't actually fit, then maybe it just gets spit out into lava or something. I don't really know. It's going to be very difficult to get right, but I think we can do it. Alright guys, so now what we need to do is go ahead and create the central input system. This is going to be where whenever we're out doing our normal building or survival work, we're able to come in, put our items in a central shulker box, and have it all organized down on the 3rd level. And the way I'm going to do it is basically by doing the same design here with the vending machine. Back a couple of episodes, whenever we did the iron farm, a lot of you guys seem to really enjoy this design, and I really do as well. I love how simple it is, and with this base being as minimalistic as possible, I think that's going to be a phenomenal choice. The only problem is that we're obviously going to have to put it, right here to be directly parallel from that, and with that, this is the 1st floor. We've got to get it all the way down to the 3rd floor, and as you guys may recall, there is an aquarium right in between. So we're gonna have to do some work with blocks to make an illusion that, there's no hoppers there. And the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna take these 3 prismarine blocks and extend it to be a 4-block row. I think that's really gonna be the only way we can do it. I could do it behind it, but then it would show on the stone outside. So I'll probably just have it hidden behind another block or another column of prismarine there. But before we do that, we need to actually grab our shulker box. I think I have 1 left. Oh yeah, and we need to go ahead and dye it. Boom, just like that. Fortunately, I do have 17 hoppers here, so we're not going to need to craft anymore. We can also go ahead and grab that. We're going to need a little bit of iron, so let me go ahead and grab some of that. And that was basically just to create a iron trap door. Now what we need to do is go ahead and actually place the hoppers, which is going to be very difficult, if you ask me. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. The first thing we're going to need to do is... Oh, man, I forgot there's dolphins down there. They're going to try and get through here. Oh, we got to be careful. This could be really bad. Oh, no. I don't like this. Okay, we can always change this later. Let's go ahead and break this out. So I know that they're going to go down into here, so we should be able to just go ahead and do that. And this will be how it connects. So it's going to go under, just like that. We're going to have the block of concrete there, but for now, let's go ahead and put the shulker box. There we go. That's going to go into the system, so we got to be careful there. Let me grab that. All right. Okay, so we should be good. Now all we need to do is get our concrete back and place it here. And hopefully, nothing's broken already, because I'm not a redstonist at all, and I tend to break things very easily. So let's go ahead and make the vending machine here. Boom. Just like that. That's going to look really good once it's all done. Now what we actually need to do is go inside the aquarium, but I'm going to need some prismarine blocks before we can do that. So let's go ahead and do that, and I should have an entrance point here. The problem with this aquarium is, if you guys didn't know, my donators during my live streams get to put animals in here. They basically get to put turtles, fish, and dolphins. There has been an ongoing joke to put pufferfish in here. And there is a pufferfish. Let's see, whose is it? Oh, come on. It's Lynn's pufferfish, and they hurt. They hurt really bad. So we're going to need to be careful here, because this could end up being the death of us. Oh, there's 2 right here, right where I need to be. Who's that? Oh, okay, Matt. All right. So this is where we need to be, right here. And, oh, actually, oh no, it's supposed to curve over a little bit. That's a problem. That's fine, though. That's fine. We should be able to break this, so let's go ahead and do that. Uh-oh, I hear a fish dying somewhere. Oh, this is disorienting. I think we have to do that. Break this hopper. Hopefully. I'm just breaking everything here. And it needs to go down pretty much right here. So let's go ahead and get a little place down here. That way we can always just mine back down here. Oh, it actually is already open down there. Perfect. Okay, so let's do that. And then basically just build this up, I guess. I think that's the way we have to do it. And then bring it around. Oh no, this is actually getting a little confusing. So we do that into there, and then that. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, I think it's good. Now we can obviously hide this. I'll have to get more stone to make that look less weird. But now you can't see it. It should be good. The only problem is obviously if we go back into the aquarium, which is very loud as you can hear, it should be shown, and we don't want that. So we're going to have to do some work to cover this up. Oh, pufferfish attack. What did I tell you? Got to make sure we eat, because I don't want to die in here. Okay, so I'm thinking the first way to do this, I'm not going to be able to get this back because I don't have Silk Touch. Oh, dead coral. So sad. Alright, I think we should be able to just do that. And theoretically, this should be fine until we get this covered. But now I need a crafting table. There we go. Prismarine slabs. So we're just going to basically put them along here. But that is going to look a little weird. Hopefully this all blends in relatively nicely once it's all said and done. And we got to make sure that that doesn't happen. Alright, we should be good to go. Now we need to put the cobblestone back. And hopefully, with all of that done, we should not see any hoppers going through here. The only problem is that prismarine is totally throwing everything off. But maybe we're just going to have to deal with it. I guess what we could do to combat that is go ahead and put some piece of furniture here. That way you don't really pay attention to that. You instead pay attention to what is there. So yeah, I guess we could also have hoppers showing there. I mean, that's not necessarily a huge deal. I don't know, but for now it works. If I need to move it later, I can always do that. And now we should have a central line connected all the way through here. And if we go back here, we should be able to get to it. Oh, it's incredibly dark back here, though. Hopefully no mobs are back here. Alright, so that is where the hoppers connect. So this is where our central line is. And I don't want to do all the hoppers stuff today, because obviously I want to wait for your feedback to make sure that we do it correctly. But I think we are on a good path to getting started here. So now, I just want to go ahead and lower it down a little bit more. So this is where it actually starts. And we have 3 on us. So that's 1, 2. And now this final piece here can go into a chest, which we'll call our actual starting piece. So we should have plenty of room to work with now. Well, actually, we might need to extend this back a little bit more. And even if we do, that's fine, because at the end of the day, this is under an ocean. I mean, I don't really mind going a little bit further, because it's still all under the island. So we are good in that front. But yeah, now all we need to do is actually make the storage system, which is going to be next episode, because I don't know how to do it yet, but we'll figure it out. Guys, that is going to do it for today. Unfortunately, I do not have the actual redstone system planned out all the way yet, so I do want to take some time before we do that in the next episode. And guys, I really apologize for the fact that you haven't had a Let's Play episode in a couple days. Honestly, I feel like I might be getting a little sick, so I've been recording this episode over the course of a week and a half. It's been a little bit harder to get commentary out in the way that I normally like it and feel comfortable with, but I think I'm getting back to my normal self now, and I look forward to what we do in the next coming episodes. But guys, my name has been System Z. You guys have been incredibly awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.